Ew. Tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night in Abu Dhabi. Corey Sandhagen versus Umar Nurmagomedov in this video right here. This for final thoughts on Joe Alvarez versus Elves Brener. Now, me personally, I'm still standing firm on my Joe Alvarez pick. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I believe that we're getting him at a beautiful price tag. Now, again, this is just my personal opinion, but I believe Joe Alvarez to be by far the more dangerous individual out of the two in this matchup, just about everywhere, if not absolutely fucking everywhere. You understand what I'm saying to you? And individuals are rocking with Elves Brener based off of his durability and the fact that he was getting hurt in these other matchups with these other individuals that, in my personal opinion, are a lower level of opposition and far less dangerous than that of a Joe Alvarez, man. And not to mention that if Joe Alvarez gets you hurt, he's going to jump on you. It's all over. He's wrapping something up and he's getting you the fuck up out of there. He gets you hurt on the feet, he's going to jump on you. He approaches the fight a lot differently, man. He's kill or be killed, and more times than not, he's killing. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's wrapping motherfuckers up and getting them the fuck up out of there, man. And I don't see this one being any differently, man. I don't see it being any differently in my personal opinion. Joe Alvarez is not a guram, and he's not an Orobai. But with that being said, guram and Orobai, regardless of how anybody feel about it, the fact are they're also prospects. Guram, a prospect that came in with a lot of steam on him, and he couldn't, he hasn't necessarily been able to hold up to it as of yet. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Orobai, a prospect in his own right. And Elves Brener, another prospect. People are getting overly invested in these prospects that are doing good against these other prospects, much like they did Christian Rodriguez, who was doing very well against all these other prospects, man. Delgarian, Cameron Simon, Raul Rosas, just all these other prospects who all approached the fight a lot differently than that of a Julian Erosa and were far less dangerous than that of a Julian Erosa, man. And we saw how that played out, exactly how I said that shit was going to play out, man. Don't be fucking surprised if Joel Alvarez gets this one done quick, fast, and in a motherfucking hurry, and in very similar fashion. You understand what I'm saying to you? People talk about, he wraps up these submissions because individuals are shooting on him. They're shooting for takedowns and they're trying to wrestle him. But listen, man, the fact remains he makes them uncomfortable on the feet in the striking department, and this is why they wrestle. You understand what I'm saying to you? This is why they shoot for those wrestling and, go for those grappling exchanges that end up being their kryptonite, and they fall victim to a submission. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because he makes them uncomfortable in the striking department, man. He's a young man who possesses pop in each and every one of his individual shots. In my personal opinion, he's by far more dangerous in the striking department. And if they get entangled in any way, shape, form, or fashion, grappling, wrestling, any kind of jiu-jitsu, it's a wrap, man. It's a wrap. In my personal opinion, it's a wrap. Joe Alvarez is going to get him the fuck up out of there, man. He might clip this man. You understand what I'm saying to you? And jump on him and sink into submission and get him out of there inside the distance. He might touch him up and make him uncomfortable on the feet. And Elves shoots for the takedown and gets wrapped up and sunk up in the submission and gets put up out of there inside the distance. Or he may just go ahead and, find his way onto this motherfucker's back in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and just let that be that with that. Either way you look at it, in my personal opinion, Joe Alvarez is battle-tested. You understand what I'm saying too? He's by far the more dangerous individual in every fucking department, in my personal opinion, because although while Elves Brener may be a better he may technically be better in the grappling department. He's not better in the jiu-jitsu department, and he's definitely not more dangerous in the jiu-jitsu department. I don't believe he's better in the striking department, and I don't believe he's more dangerous in the striking department. And while he may be better in the grappling department, that doesn't mean shit, because he doesn't want to get entangled with Joe Alvarez. You understand what I'm saying to you? If he attempts to use that grappling, that's him feeding into Joe Alvarez's game, and Joe Alvarez is going to wrap him up just the same as he has plenty of individuals in the past. You understand what I'm saying to you? You cannot get wrapped up in these prospects while they're busy looking good against prospects, or even looking good in their losses against other prospects. You understand what I'm saying to you? You can't do it. They got to be up against a higher level of opposition, you know, that we've seen battle testing. We know is a high level of opposition. We don't necessarily know how high, you know, Oral Bai's ceiling is. And in my personal opinion, we've already seen how high Guram Kutalazabi's ceiling is, man. You know what I mean? But again, this is all just my personal opinion, and I done ranted for about 5 minutes, over 5 minutes, closing in on 6. I'm gonna get the fuck up out of here. My bad for holding y'all ear hostage that long. I just feel like, man, you know, it's all worth consideration, man. You can't invest. People invest the Elves Brener and how he's looking against Oral Bai and Guram, other prospects, is much like people invested in the Christian Rodriguez and how he looked against Delgarian, Simone, Raul Roses, these other prospects. But then he got put in there with a battle-tested, you know, crafty motherfucking veteran in Julian Erosa that just got him up out of there, pumped the brakes on all that shit. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I rank Joe Alvarez as a far more dangerous version of a Julian Erosa. You understand what I'm saying to you? So tread lightly, man. If you on this dog to bark, I may be wrong. You know what I mean? But I personally don't believe that I am. And I'm standing firm on Julian Erosa. I hoped individuals would push him to dog money, but I'll take him at where he's at. You know what I mean? Because I believe we getting a discount. Appreciate y'all for tapping in.